meeting to order. We'll start with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And welcome everyone to the meeting tonight, all of those present in the room, and also remind everyone that we are streaming the board meeting for this evening. So we'll welcome those that are joining us. So we'll start with a motion to accept consent agenda items. Motion by Earl. Do I have a second? Second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Next, we'll ask if anyone is present who would like to speak on any item that is on the agenda or any other topic. Hearing none, I believe we have some visitors.
We do, and I am so pleased. Coach Carter and soccer team. So we have some very special guests to honor this evening. So this is our high school boys soccer team, and Coach Carter's with them as well. And this group did something absolutely amazing last week. They were faced with an emergency that was unplanned, and I have checked, and Coach Ellison's okay if I use his name, but one of our assistant coaches, Coach Ellison, had a medical emergency. And this team came together to quickly and efficiently perform life-saving measures. They got the AED that was present on the field. Coach Carter started performing CPR. They worked as a team to get help connected through special services, through informing people at the school corporation. It was just an awe-inspiring thing that they did and how they worked together as a team to accomplish it. I am honored to be able to bring them here today and say thank you because they are really an inspiration to all of us. We are very proud of them. We would like to recognize all of their hard work, but they had their spirit store open right now, and anything that's bought from the spirit store also gives money back to the soccer team. And I believe it's open, Deb, through tomorrow night still?
Actually, they closed it this afternoon.
Okay, well, we'll look about opening maybe 24 more hours.
Okay.
If anybody else wants to go online, and then we are going to order from the Spirit Store as well, and so the whole team and all of the coaching team will get one of their t-shirts, and on the back we're putting "Teamwork Saves Lives" as a slogan for them to have, because we are so appreciative. I know Coach Ellison, his family is as well, but we are inspired by you. So thank you for everything that you have already done, and thank you for being such great human individuals. We appreciate you. Would you be willing to walk around and shake everyone?
Can I get a picture?
Thank you.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Yes, thank you.
Great job, thank you.
Proud of you guys.
Great job, guys.
They already
Yes, you did.
I asked Coach Carter if he'd be willing to say anything.
And you know, I kind of had an inkling that you were going to do this. I was so busy at school today that it escaped out of me. These boys were amazing. I saw the emergency right after it happened, about 20 seconds after he went down. I could hear him, And I, unfortunately, have already been in that situation before, so as soon as I turned, I knew what was going on. I made it to him, and I told those boys some of them were really close to me, but most of them were already headed to the bench, and I said things one time, and everything that I said got done instantly. They did it. Those boys did it. I did the CPR, but I can promise you, if those boys wouldn't have had their heads on and weren't the character that they are, this whole thing would have been a lot different. But the thanks goes to them more than to just me or to me. They're great kids.
We're all very grateful for your actions that day.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
I think really quickly, before you leave and before the boys leave, I think most everybody in here knows I'm a nurse by trade. Worked in healthcare for over 30 years. Throughout my career, what I can tell you is early recognition, CPR, early defibrillation when an AED is present. You know, it's one of the reasons why recently we did a campaign and really worked to make sure that we had more AEDs within the school corporation. All of those things give an individual the best chance at survival. If you all wouldn't have been present and weren't thinking and weren't willing to act, and it's scary. It's scary for me. I can't imagine these young men and you, right? It's a scary situation to put yourself in. But you all did a fantastic job, all of you, and I know some of them I can see, and others are around the corner. You'll never forget this, right? It'll be something that lives with you really for the rest of your lives. But when you are put in that situation and you've done it, then you're more willing, I think, the next time when there's an emergency to just know that this is what I have to do. So thank you so much for all of you for being willing to step up and care for one of your teammates. So, yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
So that was exciting. Thanks. Thank you for asking them to come in, and it sounds like things are going well, and we continue prayers. We'll move down to old business. Under programs, we had some certified staff education tool approval.
So every year we have to officially approve the evaluation tool for certified staff. So I informed last time, I'm just going to briefly walk through. There aren't any major changes to the tool this year. The 4 sections still remain the same. Planning and preparation is one section of the tool. Effective instruction is another domain. Then there is professional practice in the classroom and in job role. And finally, the last domain is professionalism. So those are the 4 main areas we use for evaluation of certified staff. The tool would remain the same for this year. That's what we're asking for approval for. So asking for approval of the evaluation tool for 24-25.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
A motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. So now we're moving down under property, JCHS-CTE project update.
Yes, we're getting closer every week. We are very close in all areas but culinary. They're putting the hood in, they've started the hood install, and they're still doing plumbing and a little bit of plumbing and electrical on all the different stations and those type of things. All other areas of the renovation we're going to be creating a punch list in Monday's meeting and getting those completely finished out. We're very close.
On a side note, I had the opportunity to get in the sim lab, and it is beautiful. It really is. What an amazing area for the kids and the community members because they're going to be impacted by the training that goes on. I'm super excited about it. You all have done a great job, so thank you.
And we do plan an open house when the project's finished. So we'll, when we're ready for that, we'll get a date set and make sure to release that information.
So we'll move down under new business. Under programs, we have a pre-K programs update.
So updating you on our pre-K programs, we did have 3 sites open up this year, one at Brush Creek, North Vernon Elementary, and Sand Creek Elementary. All 3 programs are running well. Our goal was to have about 15 to 20 students at each site. NVE is full with 20. Sand Creek has 18, and currently Brush Creek has 12. So there are some openings. If there are any 4-year-olds out there that need pre-K, we do have some openings. All 3 sites are now On My Way pre-K certified, so we will be accepting vouchers for all 3 sites. And then that's our next step, is working with Amy Bishop, our On My Way pre-K support person, to make sure we help families get the applications completed and give them the opportunity to have those vouchers. Now, we are doing beginning of the year assessments right now for our students, so we will have updates in the middle of the year and at the end of the year on how our pre-K program is progressing. Any questions about pre-K? Just an update.
So that was an inform. So next we'll move down under iRead assessment update.
Yes, so tonight I'm going to share our iRead results for last school year. Those are officially released last week. So jumping right into our data, this is directly off Chalkbeat's website. They're a news agency. They do a nice job creating charts, and so I wanted to share what they had displayed. This is each of our elementary schools and our 2024 iRead pass results compared to 2023. And on the far right, you'll see the percentage of change. A couple things I would point out. The state average pass rate was 82.5% this year. Most of our buildings, actually all but one of our buildings, exceeded the state average pass rate. We had phenomenal growth scores. So the state average growth was 0.6%, so less than 1%. You'll see that Brush Creek had 18% growth, Hayden at 2.9%, Sand Creek had 32.5%. I'm going to talk more about Sand Creek in a moment. And Scipio had 12.3%. The state goal is for 95% or above passing rate. That's what they're trying to move all schools to. And in a small school, I will mention the difference of one child can change a passing rate. So depending on the size of school, you might float back and forth a little bit. So those are our overall district results. We did note some support needed at one specific school, and I'll talk to what our plans are and efforts on that. Next, thank you. So those are great growth results. We are very excited about the growth in literacy, and the important thing here is we're not talking about a test number. We're talking about 3rd graders who are literate and able to read, which all statistics will tell you that is a key factor in making sure they have positive life outcomes. So this isn't just a statistic to us, this is a wonderful positive thing we're seeing for our kids. So what are some actions that we have been taking as a corporation to lead to our growth? One is science of reading instruction and curriculum. Last year we offered a wide variety, and even the year before, professional development on science of reading. It's very phonics and structured phonemic awareness based. And we also provided a lot of resources to our K-2 teachers. Sand Creek Elementary became a member of the Indiana Literacy Cadre. That offered a literacy coach in K-2 specifically at Sand Creek. And that coach position is very unique in that it involves a lot of co-teaching, being directly in the classroom, co-planning and co-teaching with teachers. We plan to expand that literacy cadre involvement this coming year. Brush Creek will be a member of the literacy cadre, and North Vernon Elementary has joined the literacy cadre. We also had after-school tutoring available last year. We had summer school for our 3rd graders who didn't pass in the spring. They had a summer school opportunity and then retested in the summer. We saw success with that program and increased passing rates. We will be expanding that this summer and offering summer school for those who need literacy support in 2nd grade as well. So if our 2nd and 3rd graders that take the iRead test show they need additional support on the spring test, we'll be having that summer school in the summer. Then we will be this year also having continued training for K-2 staff on science of reading. We had one intensive week-long event available for teachers this summer, actually a couple of them. And we'll continue that throughout the year. And then we had a grant from the state, a competitive grant we applied for last year that we received for reading, and we were able to provide robust reading resources based on science of reading for all of our K through 2 classrooms. They all received about a truckload of materials in this last month. So we're very excited about that. So next, please. So I'm going to talk about Sand Creek a little bit. Sand Creek's done something pretty amazing. Sand Creek had the most growth of any school that joined the literacy cadre in the entire state. And not only that, if you look at what non-literacy cadre schools scored, you'll see it's phenomenal statewide type of data. Among literacy cadre schools, the average growth rate was 2.5%. Among non-literacy cadre schools, it was 0.2%. For that statewide, that is the 0.6 if you look at them overall. Next slide. Sand Creek Elementary had the highest growth of any cadre school in the entire state, of 32.5%. This shows the 10 highest growth cadre schools in the state. That achievement earned Sand Creek an invitation to the Indiana State Board of Education meeting last week. They asked them to come speak with them about their successes that they've been experiencing and what they've done to make that happen. And again, the thing here we're talking about is students who are literate readers at 3rd grade. That's something that changes your entire life. So the fact that these percentage points are showing up here, these are more kids that are reading. And that's the phenomenal piece. So if we go to the next slide, I just wanted to show a quick picture. I did the best screen captures I could. Last week, Susie Webster, Sand Creek principal, Cindy Law, Sand Creek assistant principal, and she was our literacy cadre coach last year at Sand Creek. And also Brooke, and I was going to say Matern Leach, also went with us to speak at the State House. And so they briefly spoke to the State Board of Ed and shared their success and were celebrated. So I've asked a Sand Creek team to come join us tonight so we could celebrate here together. Ladies, do you mind standing up so I can introduce everyone? So we have Susie, our principal, of course, and Cindy, the assistant principal, literacy cadre coach, Casey Downey, 3rd grade teacher, Brooke Leach, kindergarten teacher, and Sam Lau, our other instructional coach. So I want to celebrate Sand Creek. I know this is a small representation of their entire staff, and this was a work of heart of that entire building, but I want to celebrate Sand Creek this evening. So if you would indulge us and walk around, we would appreciate it.
Take them down or something.
Can we get a quick picture? Do you ladies mind gathering in the middle for a quick picture?
We're going to have to do a picture.
Yes.
Sure. No, we're all good.
Susie, is there anything that you would like to say?
This wouldn't have happened, I don't think, as much without the great support that we had from the cadre, for one. Not only Cindy is a great coach, but they also provided a coach in our building and a network that we could connect with, and just a lot of resources. And then just watching that coach and that teacher, team teaching together, the collaboration, the deep dive into data, and to just effectively use that continually to move forward. And I think it's put us in a motion for this year. We don't want to see that change. We want to keep that motion going. So we're working harder than ever just to keep that momentum going for all of our students.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you're all doing. And I will share that if you notice those change rates, those were pretty fantastic rates from multiple buildings. And what we have been doing is looking at where we've experienced success. Grand Creek's had a lot of success with literacy. Everyone is doing a great job sharing with each other. So as we at different buildings see things that are working, we're sharing, we're talking to each other and learning best practices. So we're really proud of the work everyone's been doing with literacy.
So that was an inform for the board. Again, just to congratulate all of you. Thank you for, again, supporting those kids and making sure that they have that great start at the beginning. So we appreciate all of that. So next we'll move down to annual school improvement plans.
So asking for approval of our annual school improvement plans, the process we use is each building comes together, they look at their data of student achievement, and then work to make plans based on best practices to improve for the next year. So it is a team effort, and they have been working on those throughout the summer, and they're ready to go, and we're asking tonight for approval of those plans.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion by Pat. Do I have a second? Second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. So next we'll move down under professional staff, permission to post.
Yes, Dustin Benz would like to shift to staffing this position internally, which is a JCEC CCMA instructor position that we're asking for permission for approval. Instead of doing it through an agreement with Vincent University. This will be a
approval.
Pardon?
Just asking for that approval.
Okay, great. Just asking for that approval.
Motion.
I have a motion by Earl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0.
I would mention both of these are funded through the adult ed grant.
Okay, great. So we have another permission.
Yes, asking for approval, please, for permission to post 2 positions for JCECEL instructors.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. So next we move down under STEM contracts.
Yes, we're asking for approval for the following STEM contacts for the 24-25 school year, please. Stephanie Puckett with Brush Creek Elementary School, Courtney Christjohns with Grand Creek Elementary School, Bailey Craddock and Tiffany Thurston in a split position for Hayden Elementary School, Judy Alford and Damian Villa as a split position with North Vernon Elementary, Sam Lau with Sand Creek Elementary, and finally Tara Kelly with Jennings County Middle School.
Entertain a motion to approve those as read.
So moved.
Motion by Cheryl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Next, we have some extra contractual days.
Yes, asking for approval, please, for the following contractual days for the 24-25 school year that include Bradley Briggs, 30 days, Madeline Cardinal, 17 days, Chelsea Parr, 13 days, Nicole Cardner, 15 days, Jeffrey Green, 20 days, Jamie Kelly, 15 days, Anna Poor, 8 days, Karen Snyder, 25 days, Ashley Cedem, 15, and Molly Vaughn, 6, please.
Entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second? Second by Earl. Any discussion?
I have one question. Are any of those increases from last year, are they pretty much on par for what we've done?
They're pretty much on par. We did have a change with the guidance counselors at the middle school, so we had to shift for the experience on that. And I believe we had an edit on Karen from last year. We just had a typo in what we had. That's what's on the proposed contracts we've been working from.
Any additional discussion? Can I have a motion and a second? So we'll, all those in favor? 6-0. So next we have some recommendations.
Yes, please. Asking for the following recommendations to be approved. Pamela Eggeman as the Sand Creek Elementary Literacy Cadre Coach, Joseph Kelly as the Jennings County High School English teacher, and Adam Tucker as the Jennings County High School Civil Construction teacher.
Entertain a motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0.
And if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to welcome, Joe Kelly is here tonight. So he is our newly approved Jennings County High School English teacher. And Joe, if you'll come up and maybe take the famous walk. We really appreciate him joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We're so proud.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
See you in the morning.
Don't be late. Okay, now we'll move down under support staff. We have permission to post.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Asking approval for permission to post 2 positions for JCEC for an EL instructor assistant.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Cheryl. Do I have a second? Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. And now some recommendations.
Yes, the last group. I'm asking for approval for the following recommendations, please. Emerson Benson as the Jennings County High School Student Main Office Intern. Mary Deringer, Jennings County Middle School Custodian. Tom Felix, Jennings County Schools part-time mechanic. Melissa Holloway, Jennings County High School Assistant Kitchen Manager. Derek Simpson, Jennings County High School Volunteer Assistant Boys Soccer Coach. Haley Smith, Sand Creek Elementary Sped Parapro. And Rhea Webster, Sand Creek Elementary Custodian.
I have a motion to approve. Motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Now we have some donations.
Yes, asking for approval of following donations. Anonymous, $450 to Brush Creek for student snacks. Imagination Daycare, $500 for the Brush Creek student snacks. Coffee Creek Christian Church, $250 to Graham Creek for student needs. Jenny's Church of Christ, $200 to the high school Panther Pantry. And St. Vincent Ascension, $5,000 donation to the Hope Food Program.
I have a motion to approve those donations as read.
So moved.
Motion by Pat. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Now we're on to the budget. Second reading.
Second time on the budget. We'll just go to the slides that have changes. So if we go to slide 4, try to save a little time here. What you'll notice on this slide, all we did was take debt service up, and from an advertising standpoint, this is a reflection of the comment I made last meeting about the bonding for long-term maintenance. So we will see an increase in the debt service. It will not be the change of that, but you always advertise high again. And then that rolls forward to slide 11. Just keep on cranking forward, and there, that reflects that same number, the 4.9. And then if we move to slide 17. Slide 17, you're going to see the change in the advertised debt service of the 0.51. That's a reflection of the previous number going up. And then the actual is going to stay the same because it's going to be about balancing that with the payment to make that neutral. Again, this will be a tax neutral bond. It'll be a tax neutral for the whole situation. So that number will stay the same on this slide. And then lastly, slide 19 is just a repeat of slide 4, and it just shows what the total advertised will be at this point. Any questions about the budget? All right.
That was an inform, so now we'll move on to permission to advertise.
Yes, I'm asking permission to advertise the budget, and it will be on the 5th of September is when that would be the day after, or the 2 days after the board meeting is when we'll advertise that.
Entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion by Travis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl. Any discussion?
Oh, one clarification. This is advertising all 3 budgets is what this motion's for.
Okay.
The bus replacement and the capital project plan.
Okay. Are you good with that motion?
Yes.
You good with your second? Okay, I have a motion by Travis, a second by Cheryl. Any discussion? Yes? Oh, all those in favor? 6-0. Great.
Thank you.
Yep. Next we have 2025 JCSC capital project plan.
right, next up is the capital project. This is the first presentation of this, so we'll take this one a little bit slower. Next page, please. This is just the calendar for it. So our first one's today. We will have a potential second reading, but we went ahead and did the permission to advertise now. And then we'll have the public hearing the same night as the regular budget, and then the adoption will be on the same night as the regular budget also. Next slide, please. These basically are the summary totals for the capital project plan. You're seeing at $510,000. This is for various potential capital assets, buses. If we need to buy a bus, we need to buy a maintenance truck, we need to buy a corporation vehicle, we need to buy an IT vehicle. All these are combined along with potentially having to buy a skid steer if something happens to it throughout the year. So this isn't really projects, this is more the asset side, the $510,000. Then the next numbers are the portions of the projects that could be, that we would like to do. Now, obviously, we're not gonna be able to do this much, but what we'd like to do here is give a fair assessment of things that could be done. So 2025, you're looking at about 2.1 million, 2026, 5.4, and then 2027 of 8.4. Last year, this cumulative total was around 12 million. That is up to 16. We've taken a little different approach in this. Last year, I tried limiting it. This year, it was based on our assessment, Roy's mainly, assessment of what the things are like and through the facilities, discussing things through the facility group. So, and that's it. Is there any questions on the capital project plan? You guys have details in your packets.
So again, this was an inform. We have already given permission to advertise. That will be done on September the 5th. Okay, any additional discussion? Okay, so we'll move down to the 2025 JCSC bus replacement plan.
Okay, this is the first presentation of this. We'll take this the same way. Next slide, please. This has the exact same calendar as the capital project plan. So we will advertise on the 5th. We got permission to do that tonight. I'll have a second presentation if there's any updates or changes on our meeting on the September 5th. Then the public hearing will be the 19th and the adoption will be the 3rd again. With this plan, these are the summary totals of what we're looking at. The 2025 is basically our 5th of 5 payments on the 2022 buses that we bought 4 of. This also is going to contain the second payment of the buses we're buying this year, the 2025. We're buying them in 24, they're actually 25 models. So we have 4 of those coming in. So that's what these numbers represent. And then we've got in 2026, we will be replacing 6 regular, I think it was 2 sped and 4 regular buses is what will be replaced in 2026. So the 2026 payment shows the 3rd of 5 installments on the ones we're buying this year, and then the 1st of the 6 we're buying in 2026. And then you'll see that work its way down through 2029. And what we're trying to do here, this is just the normal thing we do, trying to keep all of our buses within at least 12 years. Currently, a couple of them are outside of that gap. They basically are our backup buses. But as these buses age, we're just trying to make sure we constantly stay on top of them. Is what this plan represents. Any questions on this?
Again, this was an inform. Again, we already gave permission to advertise, and again, that will be done September the 5th. So hearing no questions, we'll move down to the next item on the agenda, JCHS Cafe remodel.
Yes, that's me also. This has to do with food service. Basically, with their way their funding works, they need to invest basically in any type of asset that they feel needs to be replaced. What Stacy's wanting to do here is sort of the first phase of a cafe remodel. It's been quite a few years since the high schools had some of their stuff replaced. She put out bids as required by the USDA, and she covered all the bases on that. The lowest bid, we had 2 bidders. The lowest bid came in as Palmer Hamilton which happens to be very good quality. We got lucky in that. They're very good quality table. And this work will be being done during Christmas break. If everything goes as planned and the supply chain works out well, Christmas break will be when this will happen. So I'm asking approval to proceed with this.
I have a motion by Earl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. So next we'll move down under operations.
We'll keep it rolling with me
Yeah,
again.
go ahead.
This is for short-term contract bus routes because of construction that's being done. These two are both related to bridge work. Bus 307 has 10 miles added to its route, and 306 has 14 miles added to its route. This started on 8/6 with the start of school, and it will end when the construction ends on the bridges and they're opened back up again. So I'm asking approval for that.
So moved.
Motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Cheryl. Any discussion?
We've had construction in our area this year.
Yeah, just a little.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Are you still the next one?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to wait for the official, go ahead on it.
Okay, you're good.
The next one has to do with Bus 304, which is another contracted route. When we did contracts in the fall of '23, I believe it was, we gave bus drivers an option of if they invested in a newer bus, we would pay them an additional $20. If they got an older bus that would still qualify as far as the state's concerned, it would be at the lesser rate. The newer rate is typically safer buses and more reliable, and there's a better chance they'll want to do a contract in 4 years from now. So that's what the carrot was from that standpoint. So this is approval to do that for bus route 304.
Entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Philip, we're going to give you a break.
Good deal.
You can do
So
this
we're
one
going
if
to
you
move
want.
down under relations. We have an MOU. Todd?
Yes, asking approval for our MOU with Beck Speech Therapy to provide virtual speech for our students. For our schools, we cannot find an in-person speech, in-person SLP.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion by Pat. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Another MOU. Thank you.
Asking for approval of an MOU with law enforcement agencies, ourselves, and the Jennings County court system, working on some programming to support some high-level student needs.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion by Cheryl. Do I have a second? Second by Earl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. Oh,
Abstain.
so sorry. I have 5 and then 1 abstain. Travis. I think it's Travis. Sorry, I missed that. And then we have 1 additional MOU.
It's time to update our MOU with NVPD for our school resource officers. We have 2 with NVPD, so asking for approval of that MOU.
I have a motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 6-0. And now we're down to other.
I just want to know there's so many celebrations from everything from our kids just being fantastic people, celebrations that we're seeing with results in literacy and other areas. I'll share more score results and things in follow-up meetings. And then our community. As you can see, we have MOUs and partnerships with, we always have people looking out to reach out, support food programming, law enforcement agencies. We're just appreciative of our community.
Very good. Hearing nothing else to come before the board, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Travis, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. All those in favor? 6-0, meeting adjourned.